It's been a really long time since I've sat down and talked about a video game, but I figured what better way to bring it back than to talk about the hottest Nintendo game right now, Metroid Dread. Let's do it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big Chunky. So today we're going to be talking about Metroid Dread sales. Um, if you haven't played Metroid Dread, go out and absolutely buy Metroid Dread because it's fantastic if you like Metroid games. This is a really big deal that Metroid Dread finally came out because it was I believe a thing a really long time ago, back on like either the Game Boy Advance or the DS. I want to say the DS, but it was I think it was in development hell, and after Metroid Fusion, we didn't get another original 2D Metroid game until just a couple weeks ago. So Metroid Dread is out there, folks. Go buy it, play it, love it, enjoy it. And while we're at it, we need to go ahead and take a look at how it's selling, because Metroid Dread, or I'm sorry, Metroid, the actual series, a lot of people know it as one of Nintendo's flagship franchises, myself included. I've never not accepted Samus as one of the flagship characters from the Nintendo catalog, but the whole series has historically sold like really badly. So if we take a look at the Metroid series sales chart provided by VG Sales on Fandom, I love Fandom. Uh, no surprise here. Metroid Prime is the top seller, but honestly, it's kind of shocking how little some of these numbers are. Like Metroid Prime didn't even crack 3 million in sales. That's like it's like a very classic game, a staple game on the GameCube. And Super Metroid is all the way down here, not even selling 1.5 million copies. That game is used in college courses to teach level design. This game is an archetype. It's so weird. But as you can see, obviously the Metroid sales have they haven't been great. But what we can do is look over here at the most recent Japanese sales chart, and looky here, Metroid Dread in its first week sold 86,000 copies. So you can see right here that all the left numbers are what they sold in their first week, and this is lifetime, as you can see here. So Metroid Dread almost sold out, or almost outsold, I'm sorry, every single Metroid game except for Metroid Prime Hunters and Metroid Fusion in Japan in its first day, or I'm sorry, first week. That's insane. So my point being is that Metroid Dread is selling really, really, really well, and that's exactly what the series needs, because in order for Nintendo to want to put more resources into making Metroid games, they have to sell. And historically, they haven't sold. That's why it took 19 years to get from Fusion to Dread. It took so long. And even before they went to Dread, they had MercurySteam develop a remake of Metroid 2. And it turns out they can make a Metroid game. Based off of a previous Metroid game, of course, so they can do a really stellar remake, really. So give them their own project, and guess what they did? They knocked it out of the park again. So rightfully, this game is selling extremely well, and I don't know, maybe we'll see this game in the Game of the Year contender, or as a Game of the Year contender, but the game is doing really well, guys. I'm extremely happy that Metroid is selling so well, and hopefully that gives Nintendo a little bit of a motivation to push more original Metroid games. Now that we know that we're getting Prime 4, but we have absolutely no idea when that could possibly be coming. That the development of that is all over the place, and unfortunately, right now, MercurySteam is under scrutiny because of accusations of poor working conditions. So that's not fun. So hopefully either that gets straightened out and they can work out, the developers themselves can work out their differences with the studio, and we can get everybody working and everybody getting paid and not treated like garbage. Come on, people. Or Nintendo will find another talented studio and they can get their crack at, or they can take their swing. Yeah, on a new Metroid game. And it's a good thing that this game is selling, because without it, this was probably going to be the last 2D Metroid game. I wouldn't have been surprised, because companies put millions and millions and millions of dollars into development of these games, and if they sell, like you can see here, Metroid Prime, Samus Returns, the one that MercurySteam worked on prior to Dread, sold just over 500,000 copies. Good lord, that is so bad. Oh, it's so bad. Now, of course, it did come out towards the end of the 3DS's, like, Nintendo's lifespan with the 3DS. Obviously, like, it still lives on to this day, but Nintendo, it was one of the last Nintendo made games. So it's an interesting jump. And hopefully we will see, well, not hopefully, we will eventually see sales numbers for the United States and Europe region, and hopefully we can go over those here, and we will have good news. Maybe Metroid Dread will outsell Metroid Prime in the first year, and we can all hope, because that would mean that Nintendo has to put some kind of focus on Metroid for the time being. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.
Oh yeah. Good morning out there, YouTube land. This is Big Chunky coming at you. I know you all out there doing it, and doing it, and doing it well. So I'm here to tell you, while you're doing it, give that like button a little kiss on the cheek for me. And after that, maybe subscribe. And subscribe all night long. And while you're doing it, you might as well do it chunky style. Big Chunky, signing off.